Hey, hi everyone. This is Sai from Let's Upgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us, like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
Hey everyone, welcome back. In this session, we are going to build a seamless page transition using a modern browser feature called the View Transition API. So you probably must have seen this kind of effect on high-end websites and apps. So you just get to know what I'm talking about, right? So what happens is once you click on a page, the old page which you were presently, it transitions and it fades into a new page. So it is a very smooth transition between the previous page and the new page that you are in. It has key elements which seem to morph from one state to another, right? And you know what the cool part is, you can now do it natively in the browser. Yes, and that too with only a tiny bit of tiny bit of JS, some CSS, and no complex frameworks or animation libraries. So by the end of this session, you will know how to add a smooth transition, between use transition, how to apply a how to apply a smooth transition between pages, views into a single page, and add. Let's take that again, please. So by the end of the session, you'll know how to add smooth transitions between different views in a single page, and add transition, between different elements inside a single HTML file as well. And you'll be able to also add, customizations, or customize how specific elements morph from one state to another, by just using some simple CSS. So I've already mentioned the word called as a transition API. Now, what exactly is a transition API? So in simple words, it lets the browser take a snapshot, right? And I mean a snapshot, literally a snapshot of the old view, a snapshot of the new view, then, animate between the two using CSS. So once we have both the photos, it will now be our CSS skills that how much smooth we can make the transitions, right? And historically this was hard because you had to manually position old and the new content. So and also, had to manage the Z indexes, opacities, and timings, and you had to clean up DOM elements afterwards. But with the coming of View Transition API, this usually does the heavy lifting. It captures the old state. Now you can also change the DOM, whenever and however you want, and also it captures the new state. So basically it creates temporary layers and animates them. That is what the main issue is, the main feature is, sorry, right? So this is about it. Now we all know what a transition API is, right? How it takes snapshots between the two views, and how we are able to kind of add CSS animations between the two. So let us get started. Let us dive into the exact implementation, understand what it offers, see how the code would look like, and kind of get started with it. So as I've told you, we would be creating a transition between pages, right? So we would be needing more than one page. So I'll take two pages so that we can transition from one page to another, so that we can also see it live, how it is kind of exactly working. And then we'll see how we can make the use of transition API to do it. Okay, so first of all, what I will do it, this is my body and this is the title. So first of all, what I would like to do is maybe give it a good title name so that we know what are we talking about. So I can just give it a name. Let's suppose view transition. right? View transition page. And as far as this is concerned, the title is concerned, it will now reflect in the tab, so we know how this is how this is done. Okay, now let's build a basic page wherein we can actually animate and show what are we trying to achieve here. So what I will do, I'll make a div and give it a class as page, right? So in this page all of my elements would come, be it the header section, the tags, or the main section. So I'm going to first of all start with the header section, and this could simply say view transition API page, or page one, like something of that sort. And it's totally up to you whatever you want to give. So I'm just making it clear that we are currently on page one, and once we click somewhere we will land onto page two, right? After that we could give some paragraphs. Maybe we could say that click the link below to navigate to page two, something of that sort. So I will say click the link below to navigate to um, page 2 with a smooth transition, with a smooth transition effect, right? Obviously you could also add some lorem ipsum text, that is totally up to you, right? That should not be an issue as it. And one more thing I would like to do is I would maybe enclose this in the same header tag, because I want these to be made a part of header. Now what a header is, I hope we all know, header is just a semantic tag, right? Which we can use in our HTML. Now, apart from this, I would like to give one more semantic tag which goes by the name of main, and it could be a div, obviously. And I'm thinking to kind of add some inline style here just for the div, right? Because I would like to keep this key. Obviously we will make a new separate, what do you call, a CSS file for that, but I would like to keep that CSS file which will be involved in transition code separate versus this separate. So it'll just be I mean it. And also kind of why, also one more reason why I'm using inline style, because it is only to this div that I need to give stylings to, right? Rest of all the stylings will come, like the transition API styling will come from the main CSS file. So I'd also like to not create a conflict between the two and give it a separate style. So I can maybe call it a, so if you're calling it a class, maybe I can call it a hero section or something of that sort. So, and now I can give it a style. So I hope we all know how do we give inline styling. So we use the style attribute, and herein we can literally give the style that we want to. So what I will do here, first of all I would want to, because it is again a part of a div, you can consider it like some cards or something of that sort. So maybe I'll first of all give some border radius. We could also give some padding. You could also give some margins if you want to. I totally up to you. Maybe I'll give 18 or 20. Okay, I think 18 should be fine. Apart from this, if you want to give some background colors, obviously you can. So I'll give it some background colors. Maybe I like to play with the background as a radiant one. So I hope it is there in this one. If not, we can do RGBA. So I can choose a slightly lighter color. Yeah, this should do. And obviously we will check it, how does it look. uh, all of it, first of all let us check that. So if I open it with the live server, um, so here it is. I'll just drag it here. Okay, so there's still no content in it, that's why the style is not coming. So um, right, maybe I can add in some content to show the style. Maybe I'll add in some h2. This is a trial text. And why I'm saying trial text, because I will replace it. Okay, so yes, this is how it looks like. Let me complete the CSS first. So if I come up to my code, so we first of all have a border radius, we have a padding of 18 pixels, we have got a background color. Maybe I'll just simply use background. Yeah, we have got a background, and apart from that, what else we could think of? We could also think of something like, maybe adding a border to the boundaries. So for that, I can give it a border of, maybe if not two, I can at least say one, and a solid, and I'll not say black, but I can, no, not as this one, I can go with blue, and also with a lighter shade of blue. So if I come up here, I do something like this, right? I think it should do, but let's see. Okay, apart from borders, anything else we can think of? I think let this part be as of now. We'll see if you want to add something else, right? And h2, so we have already placed this as a trial text. Okay, so we have the what do you call, the border, but we don't have a background color. Let us check what is wrong. Okay, so we have a style, we have, oh okay, see, we have space between this one, so it should not be there. So now if I see, if I refresh, or maybe I can first of all stop the live server, make it live again, because sometimes it happens that the code does not get updated. I mean, if it does, let's see. Okay, still facing some issues. Let us check. Does it have a border radius? Yeah, it has a border radius. It has a padding as well. Now it does not have, I think the this RGB is not supporting. So let me do one thing. Let me just, for trial purpose, let me just write red, just for trial purpose. Okay, got it. So that means this RGBA kind of text is not working. So let me figure out why this. So let me just try it with once again. So if I try RGBA and alpha, if I remove it, okay, this RGBA is not working. So let us check why is that happening. So okay, so let us take this part again. I will remove this, and I will only remove this background part, and I will take this again, right? So we can just continue from here. You can just make a cut and can continue. Okay, so after padding, maybe we can add some background. I can say maybe beige. Apart from this, we can have some border. It can say 1 pixel, solid, I'd say gray. Apart from this, we can see if you want to add something, but if I, this is something, this is how it looks like for now. We can obviously make some changes if you want to later on, right? So this was as far as this is concerned. Now, since our main hero is ready, and we have added some trial things here, and I can also give a heading here as this is page 1, right? So it now also has a heading. Apart from that, if you would like to give some paragraphs, maybe some lorem 10, maybe just I'm trying to make it fulfilling, that's it. Maybe I'll go with lorem 40. Yes, so once we have this, both the lorem text, and apart from this, we can also give. So once we come out of this div, we can also give it some spoiler, or not some spoiler, some inference that without JS we are doing it. So something of that sort if you want to. So I'm saying that without JS we would be transitioning from page 1 to page 2, right? So without the help of JS, we would be transitioning from page 1 to page 2, and as simple as that. And here I can do one thing. I can make a new file. Maybe I'll call this as page2.html. I'll make the boilerplate, and what I will do here is simply here I will link my page 2 file. So I hope you know how to link it. We will use the reference here, and the reference here would be nothing but page2.html. And in this, if I want to show something again, maybe, so this will already be a part of page 1. So if I let's suppose click here, I want the users to know that it will take them to page 2. So I can say something like go to page, something like, go to page 2 and all of that sort. So anyways, this is something which we will take care. This is a part of beautification, which we'll see what to add and what to not, but the main idea should be kind of clear here now. So if I show you now, this is how it looks. So uh, if I click on go to page 2, it lands onto page 2, right? But since we do not have anything on page 2 yet, it is coming like this way. Okay, so this is all about it. And maybe we can maybe style it some. I can give it a class, and maybe later on I can maybe add some external styling to it. I can add a nav link, so which says that it is a part of a nav link class, and we can add the class later on. So similarly, I think I would be doing a similar thing with page 2. So what I will do, I'll just copy it from here, paste it, and we'll make some last minute changes. So this is view transition API. This is page 2. Click on the link to navigate to page, so page 1, right? This is page 2, and I will also maybe give a different background color. I'll give something like light purplish, right? And I'll say that, oh, this is, but just say this is page 2. Oh, okay. I think this is also smart now. I think it knows that this is page 2. So see, it automatically modified it. I'm not sure how did this work, but yeah. Okay. Anyways, this was a surprise. Okay. Sure. So now moving ahead, so this is some lorem ipsum text. Without JSS, you'll be able to transition from page 2 to page 1, and this will say go to page 1, right? So now this is something. So now see, if I click here, I land onto page 2. This is something which we have seen, and which is not our main goal to do here, because this is a very simple transition, right? So if you see here, this transition is happening, but our main goal here is to make this transition smooth, right? So make this transition smooth. So, oh, my bad. If you come here, I need to navigate to page 1, and now it should be good. So if I am on page, yeah, now this is working absolutely fine, right? Okay, now let's play with the main part, right? Let's come to the styling parts first of all. Okay, so here we have any styling tab made? I think no. Or let us make one file. I'll say style style.css, and obviously I will add this style.css file in my HTML file. So this is page1.html. I'll add it somewhere here, just below the title. I'll add a link, and this is styles.css, and same file I will come up here into this page, and I will add it here. Okay, cool. So let me come to the styles.css, and let us try to write the styling code. So first of all, what I would like generally to do is you know directly play with the view transition API, right? So here comes the main interesting part and the main part. So right, first of all, let us do one thing. Let us first of all write view transition, right? This is, as I told you, it is inbuilt. And I'll go to navigation, right? And I do the navigation as auto, right? Now next up, I'll just move it down. Yeah. So next up, what I can do is I can maybe give some style to the body. So this is the main body page. I'll remove the margins which are already there, right? I'll also remove the maybe if you want to remove the padding you can, but I'm not in the favor of removing it. But what I can do is I can give it some minimum height. I want it to at least be 100% of my viewport. Apart from that, you could also give something like font family if you want to. So we have sans serif. This should be fine. I usually like sans serif. It's totally up to you anyways. And also I would like to give some display flex maybe. I just to align the items in the center. So I'll say align item center, and I can give justify content center as well. So once you do this, all of it will be to the center of this page, right? I see it has moved down. Okay. Now, so let us come to this page, right? So I'm thinking, like, since we copy pasted it, so I think, yeah, okay, so it is the same class, right? So that should be fine. So I can come to dot page, right? And in this page, if you want to style it, you can give some common stylings. Maybe you can give some maximum width of 100% viewport width, right? Or if you don't want, you can give it some in pixels as well. I can maybe give 720 pixels, which is the max width I'm talking about. And also if you want to give some padding, you can, maybe I'll give 16 pixels, right? And after the padding, what you can do is you can give some border radius. You can also give some border if you want 1 pixel solid beige, right? So if I show you, this is how I think beige is too okay, seems okay, cool, this is fine, right? And also if you want to give some other stylings as well, I mean, feel free to give and feel free to add. That should not be an issue, right? Now, sure, so that should be it. I mean, if you want to go ahead and add some more stylings, you can, but see, styling is, I always tell people that styling is something which it's totally up to you, right? We don't depend upon what is being taught. I mean, styling from my sense, styling could be something else. From your perspective, styling could mean something more, right? Maybe some cool animations and things of that sort. But this is not the main concern here. The main concern was to use this transition API, right? So I'll now show you. So if we come up here, right, so it says view transition API page 1. Now just notice, if I click on page 2, just notice the smooth transition, right? So if I click on page 2, see the smoothness it offers. And once I remove this line of code and then see, can you see, this is without using the transition API, and this is while using the view transition API, right? Just see the smoothness, right? So this is what it is, and this is pretty much simple, pretty much easy to use. You just use this line of code which will enable the transition API. So that is it, nothing fancy, nothing much, right? So now you know how to smartly transition from one page to another. Similarly, if you want to transition from page 2 to page 3, you can obviously do that as well, right? So this is purely up to you how to use it. Now you have an edge over others, right? So this is what everyone knows, right? Without this, so if I comment this is what everyone knows, right? Everyone would be able to do this. But if you're bringing something extra to the table, maybe you are in an interview, you show them this, that hey, I can do this as well. Maybe you add some bonus point to yourself and increase your chances of getting shortlisted. So because it at the end of the day, what happens is you should know how to convince them. You should exactly tell them what extra you bring to the table. So this is what you are bringing, right? So yeah, that was it. I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll now be able to implement this on your own end, right? So with that being said, thank you so much for watching.